Okay, hello everybody.
Hi.
We are going to get started with a new episode. We'll see what comes through. Invite you to close your eyes and relax. Taking some deep breaths in and releasing them. Allowing the mind to go to the breath. Let go of all thoughts. Be here now. No expectations. Open yourself up to the love that flows to you. And allow that love to speak through you. And let's begin.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
How you think?
We're going to try to look at the camera instead of each other. Not as easy, but
Yes. How are you feeling today?
so I came in. I was hoping that little clearing would help lift it a bit, but there is this underlying energy today that I feel. Perhaps I was preparing myself to come to the space. Because how are you feeling?
It's like there's a lot of emotions happening for me right now, and learning how to express them has been crazy because usually I numb them with substances. Especially grief at the moment is just feeling this hurt on my heart.
So you've recently lost a friend, a dear friend.
In physical form, yeah.
A peer.
Yeah. He crossed over just before Christmas. And one day, so good, fantastic, like finding the vibration of life, everything's great. And then I'll wake up and it'll just be like, you know what I mean? And it's just honoring myself, asking myself what I need today, and asking what brings me joy. And I was like,
so can we work through a little process?
Please.
Okay. So when you are feeling heavy grief, and when I say work through this process, there is nothing wrong with grief. It's there showing you, if you so choose to look at, what's blocking your joy, right? So are you feeling the grief now?
I'm just feeling like this heavy energy. I don't know if it's got to do with the grief, and I also think that I'm trying to be so active in terms of like constantly being around people, doing things. And I think that could be subconsciously me just not sitting.
Processing.
Yeah.
So isolate that feeling. It doesn't matter what you put a name to it. What do you think you're believing in order for you to feel that? What do you have to be believing in order for you to feel the feeling, the emotion?
What I'm believing is that I'm never going to see him again.
Okay.
And just, it's the whole thing of you're waiting to send a text or you're waiting to text him to meet up or something, and knowing that that's just never it's my belief that it's not going to happen.
What do you know about source? What do you know about the energy that flows? That's love.
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels, there's no limitations on it.
Yeah, okay. Keep that in your minds, because because you and Ryan, sorry, is it okay to say his name?
Absolutely.
Because you and Ryan were so close, what if Ryan is giving you an opportunity to connect to him? because your feeling of, I'm never going to be able to talk to him again, I'm never going to be able to connect with him again, is what's blocking you from your joy. What if Ryan was set from the other side, knowing that this was one of his gifts to you, to allow you to connect to him, to show you that there is no separation, you're still connected, you're still in the flow with each other, there's no disconnect. The disconnect is in your mind. So if you can also throw in there understanding and knowing that you're the one creating this, and it never is created for hardship, it's never created, you have a choice to see it that way, but when you choose to see it that way, you block off what is there for. So what if Ryan is giving you a gift to expand yourself even more than where you have been? He's on the other side saying, Amy, I'm not gone anywhere. Let's work together. Let's do this together. Let's do life together. I haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah. And like, I know, like,
grief is selfish feeling, and it's personal and it's okay. I'm not saying it's not intentional, it's not, but the person who has passed does not feel grief.
Yeah, there's only love over there.
Yeah. But it's not over there. It's not, he's not gone. He's still here. He's with you now. He's not gone. He's allowing you to connect on a different level. Our human abilities go beyond this physical reality. This physical reality is baby step number one, of which we haven't gone that far beyond. And the rest of our steps are beyond this physical reality. The rest of our steps are stepping into feeling, sensing, knowing, trusting, envisioning, allowing. That's what this next evolution of the human, like we're really, if you're still thinking that this is it, you're a toddler.
Boring.
There's so much more to this. And to cross over into the non-physical reality, it's like he's giving you this gift. And when you're feeling grief or down about it, and it's okay, but you're missing why, you're missing the point. But I do believe there has to be and should be a process through the disconnect of physical into the non-physical. Just the fact that somebody isn't physically here anymore, there is until we are more fluid in feeling after they've crossed that flow that's still there with them, until we're comfortable with that and more knowing with that, we're going to feel this grief, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But no, there's more. He's doing as a favor. He's doing as a gift. He's doing as, he didn't do it so you wouldn't know him anymore. He did it as, this is the time you're living. It's time to wake up, people. Those who love me, those who can connect, Amy, do it. Let's do this together.
And it's so funny because we always said we were going to do a podcast together.
Like you and Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
know. And I completely like spaced it, like completely forgot about it. And then I was looking back through memories, you go through that of wanting to, read voice notes and fucking messages and all. And then we were doing it outside in my shed, and we had like a space set up. And I seen the photograph and I was like, you'd be so proud of us. And like, it's in that space of honoring yourself. If you feel like laughing, that's all right. If you feel like crying, that's all right. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? As you said, it's that keeping that flow going.
Yeah.
But it's not attaching yourself to
an emotion.
Mm.
Don't attach yourself to your emotion unless it's an emotion of feeling good. Then your feelings that don't feel comfortable are only showing you there's a belief there that's stopping you from your joy. That's all. And so when you can look at it from the light, look at it from the love perspective, that's when you're going to see the truth of the situation, and you don't have to feel that heavy negative space any longer.
Yeah, and like
unless you want to.
Yeah, choice. Everything is a choice.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've seen what I shared on Instagram there recently about your family can be the biggest teachers. Yeah, and it's so true. But if I'm in that
100%.
space of, oh my God, you're pissing me off, you're bloody hell, you're really annoying. I'm not seeing that from that love perspective.
No.
And I'm so caught up in this emotion that I'm like so frustrated.
You're caught up in a dialogue but you think it should be a certain way.
Yeah, like my expectations of how a person should be, and
it's a story.
Yeah, hurting myself with my expectations.
You're hurting yourself.
But when I just surrendered to it and realized, what is this actually showing me?
In the space of love.
In this, there's no all in goodwill.
Yes.
And you actually figure out things then. Not even figure out things.
No, but you do. It all makes sense then. Because when you're in that negative space and you're looking at an issue or something that's come up from your negative space, you don't understand it. All you understand, and that's why you have a negative reaction to it, is because you're not understanding it. You're seeing it from a negative point of view. And when you're from a negative point of view, the reason why you can't understand it, because it's not intended to be seen. You get to choose how you see everything, because everything is neutral by nature. You're the one putting a good or a bad label on it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And
that, like, I know that he's not here in physical form. I get that. Like,
I think you're focused more on that though.
Yeah, like, and then I keep telling myself that he's not here in physical form. That's like,
you're focused too much on that.
Yeah, it triggered me even more because I'm really focused. Like, as you said, I'm really like attached to that.
Yes.
But yeah,
because the physical form, Amy, is a small part of who we are. And in this reality, we base everything on that physical form, because that's what we've had a relationship with, but you haven't. You've had a relationship with the light of Ryan. You've had a relationship with the bigness of Ryan, not his physical form. So when you start seeing that instead, you realize the relationship you had was always about his light, not about his physical form. Relationships continue if we allow that communication to keep going.
And I'm excited because I do believe that he's just needed wherever he is. We need guidance.
No, yeah, he is helping you. He isn't needed where he is in terms of they didn't need him there. He knew that him taking the steps he did would allow himself to be of more service, more help to you than he could in physical form, because you're stuck on the physical form. And it's time to stop being stuck on the physical form. It's more. We're more than our physical form. This is a small, actually the smallest part of who we are. It's like if you can think of the world and go down, down, down to a grain of sand. We're that grain of sand compared to the world.
Wow.
And we're connected to our big self. So it's not that we're not any less powerful, and we're not any less important. we're just as important and we're just as powerful, we're just as magnificent as that big part of us. But we think we're just this little thing. And we give too much importance on what we see when you're the one creating what you see.
Yeah.
You co-created with Ryan as a being who knows other beings. Like we come down in clumps of energy. And he agreed to go first. And in him going first, he agreed to help those that are still here. You, his brothers, sisters, whoever else wants to tune into him.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Because he wouldn't have, if he hadn't crossed, we wouldn't have this conversation. And I think it's a good conversation to have.
Absolutely, because grief is just that emotion, like your heart can feel so heavy. Like even the loss of it doesn't have to be in physical form, but even the grief of a friend that you no longer have a relationship with, like someone, it's our attachment to
But
things.
that's just it, because you've chosen not to have a relationship. Ryan isn't saying, Amy, I don't want a relationship anymore. He's not saying that. So there's no need for the grief unless you really want it. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not saying I'm gone by. And that's what we interpret death as. And it's time to change that because it's not I'm gone by.
Yeah.
It's I've transitioned. I'm still here. Let's keep communicating, because the more sensitive you are to this, the more that will open up to you. It's intentional.
It's all exciting when you put it like that.
It is. It is exciting. There's so much more to this. We are just so stuck in this.
Yeah.
And there's just so much more. Look beyond this. You know, I heard someone say, the word imagination. Magi nation. I am a magi. A magi is a magician or someone who creates. And I create my nation. I magi nation. Through my imagination. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. I magi nation. Through your imagination, you create this.
Wow. That's wonderful.
That's what I thought.
Wow.
I am a magi, creating my nation.
And we are.
Like through love. Through love. That's where you have the power. It's true love, through unconditional love. And I also heard, because so my imagination goes pretty crazy, and they say that if you can see something in your mind's eye, it is already created, because you can't see you can't see what's not ever gonna happen. You can't imagine what isn't. So everything you can imagine is on some realm, in some dimension, in some reality. What was I gonna say? No point to say that. Anyway, my imagination does go crazy. That's all I can think of at the moment. It was something about my imagination, but
it's already created your thought. You can't all of our thoughts already been created.
Yeah, everything that's been created has already been created. Yeah, everything.
Yeah, I was just trying to help you get to your
That wasn't it.
thing. Yeah, continue. Yeah, I feel. So I have a question.
You feel what?
I have a question.
Oh.
So, when you have a thought,
Mm-hmm.
and like, for example, I was saying, Hill Tower, Hill Tower, Hill Tower, Hill Tower, that's all good. God damn it, that's all I was hearing. And I thought it started on that Friday morning. It was actually the Thursday evening for me to go on the Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But my ass couldn't get out of bed, drop my mum to work, so I didn't have the car.
So you went Monday.
So I went Monday instead.
Uh,
And there was actually a friend at the Hill of Tara on Friday, and then I was like, I actually missed them. Fuck, I haven't seen them in ages, blah blah blah. But so I was like, oh shit, maybe that was the reason. But then it unfolded that it was better for the Monday to connect with another sister.
everything's always working out for you.
So my question is for others who want this question answered.
If I have the answer, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you always have the answer. That voice was that voice within my head.
I love this.
I thought
We're so thinking. Go ahead.
Is that
Mm.
is that your angels? Is that our higher selves? Is that
Okay.
hit me, baby?
So it's so funny because I was just talking about the voices in my head on Monday. Okay. So the voices in your head can be a multitude of things.
Okay.
But here's something that really stuck in me when I heard this said. The voices in your head. The human brain is a receiver and a perceiver. It receives from its higher self or from the other voices, and it can perceive, which means it can look at and see, like it perceives. What's the definition of it? It's like it understands. So it can perceive and understand what it's just seen, right? So those are the only two things that the human brain can do. It can receive and it perceives. All the other voices in your head aren't yours. They come from the other realms and you're receiving them. So then you look at the thought that you had, right? Is this a thought that I'm perceiving? Meaning, am I trying to understand something? Or did this thought is it not in my? So what was the thought that popped in your head?
Hill of Tara.
Go to the Hill of Tara.
Yeah.
That's your higher self speaking to you. So whenever you have, well, it could be other realms, but they're all good and positive, right? They're all in the love space. So most likely it's your higher self, because you must have been needing some sort of energetic tuning, because I actually just learned today that the Hill of Tara has a vortex, an energetic vortex.
You just learned that today.
Just today. Isn't that crazy? So you didn't know that, but your higher self did. And so your higher self knows how to do everything, right? So it's time to start working consciously with that higher self. You're always working with it, but to consciously know, okay, if it's something I perceive, meaning I just understood. Why? Because your human mind can only see how something happened, how it has happened, or how it turned full circle, or because that's perception. It doesn't know how something is going to happen in the future, how you're going to get somewhere. So you feeling like you needed an energy shift, or your higher self knew that based on the energy you were projecting out. Hill of Tara, Hill of Tara, Hill of Tara. Oh, you finally did it. Hill of Tara, right? Yeah. So it's following what makes you joyful. If you would have followed what made you joyful, well, you probably did, but in every minute of every day, that's our purpose, is to follow our joy. Follow what brings us the highest joy without expectation. So when you get there, you don't have no expectation. You just know this is where I've been led. Because this is my highest joy at the moment.
Yeah. And because the other day I was feeling this, like, I don't know what day it was, but I was just like, in this slump. And I was like, okay, what brings me joy? Nature, wonderful. So I go down, toddle along, down the Boreen. This is like a country thing.
Okay.
And and I was just walking, and then all of a sudden the tears were screaming down my face. I was filled with a lot of anger. I was fucking projecting all this onto this tree that we used to hang out as a kid. And in that moment of allowing myself to be vulnerable, allowing myself to feel everything, to that none, it's not good, it's not bad, that's just where I'm at right now. And it was in that moment of pure, like, I don't care, this is what I am. So I'm talking, screaming, crying at this tree. And in that moment, I have never felt so supported. I felt completely safe in the hands of nature. I just felt so held. And it all stemmed from,
that's beautiful.
Like, truly, and I figured out then that I always felt like I wasn't seen or heard as a kid. I just felt, that's just how I felt. And I'm realizing now, I had a fear of being seen and heard now, because I didn't want any attention on me, but yet, my head's gone around in circles trying to explain this. But moral of the story was, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's all right to feel it, because you're always supported.
Yeah.
You're always seen, you're always heard, even if you don't feel like it.
Yeah, but you not feeling like it is only because you have a story in your head or a belief that's stopping you from realizing that you are. So there's an opportunity there to say, what do I believe? Because I feel this way.
Yeah.
What do I have to believe to feel this way? See, we are in a time of accelerated learning. I believe that 100% accelerated expansion. If you're open to being guided by following your highest passion, your highest joy, you're without expectation. So you don't do it because you do it because it feels good, because that's why. And we're being asked to do that so that we can be a better version of ourselves, because we're transitioning into different dimensions and we're being potentially exposed to different ideas of beings in our universe, potentially. And in order to do that, you need to be in that love space, because that's the language of the universe. Love, unconditional love. And so it's good to have moments like that where you're just getting the shit out. And
oh God, that poor tree.
But that's why the tree was there.
Absolutely,
It wanted to be there to support you. That's why you chose that tree.
Yeah, and I absolutely was. Like, I just sat there and I was like, oh my God, I'm so supported.
You are, always
like,
are.
Completely.
Yeah.
But like, I always had this thing in my head that I needed to be
a human.
Yeah, a human.
And it doesn't. You know, I heard this and I thought, Jesus is powerful. So people are always talking about, you know, it's common knowledge now that we're not alone in the universe, that there are other extraterrestrial beings. And I do listen to Bashar every now and again. I listen to a lot of people, so I keep myself exposed to what feels right and what comes to me. I listen. And he talks about how we will have contact when we realize that we are already have a lot of beings on this planet that we're not paying attention to. Like our beautiful plants and our trees and our animals and these are already beings that we have a potential to connect to that we're not, well, I'd say more now than we ever have. I see a lot of people connecting to their animals now than ever, different animals, you know, cows and goats and all those animals, which is absolutely beautiful. But trees and plants are also spirit. They're also conscious beings that we're not paying attention to for the most part. There are a few of us out there doing that, and that's what you did when you went out in nature. That was a whole bunch of beings out there with you, supporting you, loving you unconditionally. And nature is an unconditional love vibration. That's nature. And that's a good place to go for healing, to reconnect.
Because trees do absorb negative energy.
Yeah. Well, a lot of everything, plants, rocks, are absorbers. They're helpers. They're our transformers. They're unconditional love. You keep having little birds here.
I was convinced when Connor crossed over that he came back as a bird.
Yeah.
In like little, there'd just be like a bird would come and I'd be like, that's Connor. I don't know, like it was that's Connor.
And then it was.
Yeah.
You know what else I heard, which I found really healing to hear, is when you cross, so your higher self, the bigger part of you is non-physical. This is a small part of you. This human experience is a small part of you. And it's important because it's through this experience that expansion occurs. Because as your higher self, it's all knowing, it's all encompassing it, and it's your guide. So it's the one holding the bigger picture for you. So on the other side is your higher self, and it stays there, guiding you as when you're in physical form. So our loved ones who are family members, when they cross over, you're there already, because more of you actually is there than this physical form. So they don't miss us like we miss them, because we're there. They just, now we're all together. Yeah.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It makes sense too to me. I feel it.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know what I was going to
That's okay.
My head's not working today.
It is
Actually
working.
working perfectly.
It's trying to get you to go beyond your head. It's trying to get you to be in a space of receiving.
And like I truly believe that like living, when you drop down into your heart and start living from your heart, like it was like that the other day. I could have chose to stay inside, but I chose to what made my heart sing. And whether I actually, it afterwards made my heart sing, but at the moment I thought, I was like, fuck, I should have just stayed in the house. But when I went through the process of what I had to go through, I was 10 times more lighter afterwards.
So you listened.
Yeah, no, I did. And like, I am so proud of myself.
Good.
Like, I am so grateful to exist in this period of time, in this body, in this whatever we are doing, whatever we're doing. But to actually like just be in that space of, look, I might love myself tomorrow, but I'm just like,
Why are you putting that out there, Mrs.?
yeah, I don't know.
You can
Because I'm
always
just
love
riding the
yourself.
wave. Because it's been a bloody wave. But it's just been, I'm just
Good, and you should be. And you're actually being asked to step up. You're asked to step up and out of who you're imagining yourself to be. You're being asked to step into the unknown and to trust it. That's what you're being asked to do.
I'm
Because it's
always
only love.
supported.
All you're gonna find is yourself
Mm.
of unconditional love. That's all that's there. If you're just stepping into more of you,
I'm always supported.
and you're always supported, and it's a wholer version of you. It's a beautiful version. Now it's beautiful as well.
Oh yay.
Mm,
Yeah, there is a shift happening.
100%. And those that can feel it really feel it, and then those who aren't in a very positive space will also feel it, but in the opposite way, because it is a shift, 100%.
But even the people who are in a not so positive space, I do feel like, well, the people that I have come across, they're feeling a change and they're feeling a need to take change.
Yes,
And
yes, for sure. But so it's a choice right now. We're all given the choice. Are you going to go in this direction of love, or are you going to go in this direction of staying in the negative? Because that's the choice that's being offered at the moment. Yes, I want to change and go towards love, or no, I'm comfortable and I'm going to stay in this lane because this is what I know, and I'm too old to change. Whatever your story is, this is just the way I am. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be who you are. You can
rewrite your story.
rewrite your story.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
I love, like, even if I'm not feeling 100%, I get up and I'll be like, right, I'm rewriting my story today. And it's
every day's new.
Absolutely.
Every day's new. So yeah, every day you have that opportunity. If you didn't remember what happened yesterday, you would be a whole new person every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even if I reflect back to my childhood, whether I've blocked it out or not, but I just don't remember.
You rewrite your story every time you change. So every time you're a new version of yourself, you've changed your past. So you changing your past in your now.
How you're perceiving it.
Yeah, exactly. It literally changes what happened. Because it's just a memory anyway. It's not real. None of it is real. It's just your vision, your view, your story of what happened. And when you're a new person, that story changes.
That's true, actually.
100%.
I can agree with you on that. Yeah.
You see it totally different.
Yeah.
It is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can be thankful for the experiences then.
Yeah, but it even changes what you remember seeing. Changes everything. Your only power is right now. Now is all the power that you have. Now is the only time there is. Everything is now. So what you thought happened is just a story. What you think is going to happen is just a story. It's all right now.
Yeah.
So I think we'll wrap this episode up.
Absolutely, I agree.
And then go from there. Yeah.
Thank you for your wisdom, truly.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for watching us. Thank you for coming with us on this journey of our passion and our joy. Thank you.